orgasms but don't have to fake mince pies. And they call this progress. Now that I have your attention, let's progress to today's discussion. My name is Arpita, and I'll be your anchor for this afternoon. We are very happy to have with us for the very first event in Bangalore at the GoFloaters Event. Today's topic, are we truly winning the rat race? GoFloaters Knowledge Sharing Series presents a panel discussion to address the issue of work-life balance and gig economy. Let's catch up a few headlines on this theme. Based on some of the statistics, work-life balance in India is worst among the peer countries. 60% of Indians rate work-life balance from average to terrible. When asked some of the employers what work-life balance means to them, the top-notch answer was flexible work hours. This was followed by returning back home on time and not bringing back work home. The other significant response was to get some time to pursue their hobbies and passions. Now coming to introduction of our panelists. I know we have the needle slightly tilted towards the fairer sex today, but these women are self-made, and here's the reason why they are here, is because they have mastered the art of juggling and balanced it quite well. We have Adwaita Arun Kumar, the multi-talented, runs a backpacking hostel in central Bangalore. Her entrepreneurial mindset has demonstrated history of achieving goals and managing teams across regions and function. Next we have is Sandhya Mendonca. She is a media entrepreneur, writer, storyteller, cultural evangelist. She is an MD and chief editor of Raintree Media. Actively promotes arts with uniquely curated events such as Under the Raintree, India's first multicultural festival curated and performed entirely by women. Her latest book, Disrupt and Conquer, How TTK Prestige Became a billion-dollar company and the country's first AR embedded publishing series, Innovate Bangalore. Next we have is Pooja Prabhakar, engineer turned law professional, fearless women leader who now heads almost 50-year-old law firm, DCP Associates. A great supporter of entrepreneurship and startups. She is currently working and addressing workforce on POSH, which is Policy for Protection of Sexual Harassment at Workplace. And then we have our moderator today, Amisha Sethi, who's a wellness expert, marketing honcho. In addition to having a full-time job, she brilliantly balances the gym with Zumba, yoga, and she's also a dance instructor. She also authors the best-selling book, It Doesn't Hurt to Be Nice. Over to you, Amisha.
Thanks. Such a beautiful ensemble of some amazing women here. It's been like 17 years in the corporate world, and every time I end up like going to another company, and when I go for an interview, it's very interesting. The first thing everyone asks me is, hey, you're into dancing and you're into yoga, you're right, how would you work? Like, how would you find time to work? And I'm like, the reason why I would actually end up doing something meaningful for your organization is because I know how to channelize my energy. I know what is important for me. I know how I want to spend my life, and I'm in control of myself. I love what I'm doing, and I love every bit of it. And above all, I don't love work. I love myself. So work is just one portion of my life, and guaranteed that if I join you as whatever at a senior position, like right now I'm heading global global marketing for an AI firm called Locus. If I join you, I can guarantee that I'm going to do my work with full faith, and I'm going to be happy at work. I'm going to be giggling at work. My team is going to be super happy. The results would come, but what I'm going to focus on is the input. So this work-life balance for me is all about how I balance myself so that I'm able to live this life with a purpose. And the purpose is not to thankfully and thanks to me, to myself, that my purpose is not just to become like a CEO one day or get some amazing amount of money. Yes, they all can be the byproducts of my life. But what's the most important thing for me in my life is how beautiful I am from inside. And that beauty would not come if I am the part of the rat race. Because I would be always trying to win. And if I'm always trying to win, I can never love myself and I can never focus on my inner beauty. So on that note, I want to ask Pooja, what do you think about, I know you had like amazing dimensions in your life. You started off with a beautiful dream corporate career, and then at some point you say, hey, no, this is not what I want to do. I want to do something different. So what do you think life balance is all about for you?
Thanks, Amisha. First of all, I think that was a very nice context setting that you did and gave us a little bit of insight on who you are and how you are. So my journey, as you said, has been slightly different. I started off with this, everything that I dreamed of I got by virtue of being in this amazing corporate environment and growing and really winning in the rat race. So I was, going where I wanted to go. I was a mom, but I was still able to, progress. And I'm in a fairly okay work-life balance. I used to live and work in the United States, so that did allow for a little bit more flexibility, especially for working moms, so that helped. But even then, I started to feel very restricted and stifled. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? What is that larger purpose? Yes, but today I'm a manager, I'm a senior manager, then an assistant director, a director, a VP, and then what? You just keep going on. Is that fulfilling? Is that what you want to do? And with that kind of introspection, I said, it's perhaps time, with all the learning that I have so far, if I could plug out and do something for myself, a little broader, outreach, where I could see that I'm making a difference. And, internally something that's more rewarding to you, that makes you want to wake up every day and go do what you want to do, inspire others, support your family well, support yourself well, and essentially prioritize. So that was a trigger for me to kind of hit the eject button and get out of the corporate world and kind of set off on my entrepreneurial journey.
Great. You have been doing at Becca something really interesting, especially when you're working with youth, and I'm sure each one, the kind of genre that you're working in gives you a tremendous amount of motivation to do something really different and amazing for the segment. So how did you got into it, and what's your take on the work-life balance?
Thanks, that was a very interesting question. To just give context to that, what I did was I worked in advertising sales for about 15 years, and then came back to India, leaving New York, and started a traveler's hostel. At one point I did wanted to have a feminist bent, but then based on the travelers that I got, I just left it open and let the market speak for itself. Now, after 3 years of running the hostel and setting up the operations, I've now gone back into the corporate world. So I've done corporate world, solopreneurship, and then back into the corporate world, and ridden a little bit of that wave. What has been interesting from all of it is, especially while running a hostel, was the inspiration. Where did it come from? And that was from traveling myself. And being able to live in hostels and seeing how that impacted the experience of a new place. So, and then even in the corporate world, I think that everyone requires a little bit of inspiration. What is the goal of the company? What are you trying to achieve in your role, in your department? I think so at any point when you get into workspace, whether for yourself or for a larger entity, that personal inspiration is very important. And like you said, your inspiration comes from wanting to be a beautiful person inside. Each person finds their own purpose, and I think that's a great start when you're picking whether it's going to be solo or in the business world.
So, I read about Sunrise the first time I'm meeting her, and interestingly, we had a common connect, and I was researching about her before coming here. I was amazed with the fact that there are very few people, and I'm a writer myself, I'm an author, and I so much know for myself that, you gotta be in that zone for the longest time to really keep delivering. And I think Sandhya is one person when I was researching about you, and you're the only person I did my homework on. No offense to everybody else. It is absolutely amazing and thrilling to know that you have spent like solid 20 years in doing so many different things. You just have to enlighten us.
It's very simple. I get bored very soon. I like to challenge myself, and when I feel that I've done the best in that particular thing, I want a new challenge. But I'm very competitive with myself. So I have to improve the bar that I've set for myself. I don't even look at what everybody else is doing, which I really believe has kept me sane. If I look at comparing myself to what everybody else was achieving, my peers have achieved a lot more in terms of their bank balances or the kind of cars that they have or whatever. They are able to charter private planes for their holidays and rent castles for their vacation homes. I can't do any of it. But I've invested in my friends so I can go with them. So without having to invest in them. So I think it's basically that if you have a clear purpose of what you want to do, and you're very, very honest with yourself, you're honest with your strengths. There are many things that I know I cannot do, and I will never even attempt it. And you can call me a coward, but I feel why should I even attempt it when I know I'm not going to fail, I'm not even going to enjoy it. I'm not going to go, climbing mountains in the snow, and I will go if there is some nice helicopter that will take me and drop me. All those kind of challenges are not for me. But what is it that I can do? I can visualize things. I can visualize content in terms of creating a cultural property. I can conceptualize festivals. I can conceptualize books. I can conceptualize content for anything at all, and I can hold it together. I know with a very small team how to make it happen. I know how to expand the team. I know how to, downsize again without having to be a nasty boss about it. So I think that helps me do whatever I want. At the same time, I love the fact that I have been able to connect with so many people who have multiple talents, and they've all enriched my life.
Awesome. That brings me to another very interesting question, which is how do we even define the rat race, right? A rat race is, in our everyday life, we think of going to an office at 9 a.m., coming back at like 6 p.m. is rat race, like you're a corporate slave. I've said that before. But what really is a rat race? And I want to have interesting conversations here. I think even rat races at home, you're trying to do a lot of things together. You have someone at home to take care of. You're cooking, you're multitasking, you're taking care, and we have mothers here as well on board. I'm sure you take care of your kids' homework and the next day uniform and I don't know what all. So I think the rat race is this beautiful mixture. I think it's an amalgam of your professional life, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family pressures, the society parties, everything put together. So I want to understand, like for me, rat race is the time when you're trying to please everybody in the outer circle and not yourself. And that's where the rat race begins for me. The rat race begins for me when I want to do something to prove to somebody else and not myself. When I'm doing things which I don't want to do, but I'm doing it for the sake of doing it, one, or I want to be the part of the clan because everybody is doing it. I did that when I was in college. Everybody has to study, I'm studying too. Everybody's getting married, so I got to get married too. So it's like that. Like it's not that it's your own individual choice of doing things. So I want to understand from lovely ladies here, like, what do you think for you is rat race? And we'll come to how to control it, but what do you think is rat race? Anyone?
So I like the way you put it. In my perspective, it's more the avatar you're donning at that phase in your life. You know, what are the age-appropriate things that you're doing, the roles that you play simply by virtue of where you are in your life. If you're a student, then are you studying? You know, you're an early career professional, then you perhaps get married and get into, okay, I'm supposed to have a child and all these different things. So yes, is it conformist? I don't know. Is it by virtue of the society that we are living in? There are certain societal norms that have been there that you have to subscribe to. Now, could you go against that? If you do, then what happens? Would you still be able to live that normal life, or would people perceive you differently? And I'm not talking about not social stereotypes or taboos. Let's say you're slightly different from that as well, and let's say you're a trailblazer. You could go down that path. Only time will tell if that's going to be successful or not. But being true to yourself. So I would bring it down to in pursuit of happiness. Now, if you're bound by circumstances, time, society, culture, the place that you live in, and you got to play a certain role because of where you are, it's the pursuit of happiness. So within those bounds, could you find that purpose? Could you find what makes you happy and perhaps get through it?
So I would love to hear views on how do you define a rat race? Like, what is the rat race for you? Like, what do you think? We can only tackle it once we understand what it is. So what do you think is a rat race?
Had I stuck on in my very first job, which was a very huge media company, and there were very defined roles for people, which I found very, very constricting. Had I stuck on in that, I would have been part of the rat race. Definitely. And I would have ended up in a very senior position where all my friends are editors of the top newspapers or TV companies, TV channels. But I didn't choose to be, because very early on I realized I cannot play those games that you need to play in the corporate world. At the same time, I felt that maybe there was a different way of doing things which I don't claim that I know. But I just felt that I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be part of the fraternity. I wanted to do something in the media thing, but I didn't want to be a little cog in that wheel which made no sense to do. So for me, that would be the definition of being in a rat race, where you're just every day going and sitting and doing your own little job without being in the loop of what the big picture is, or even being acknowledged as a contributor to the gains of the company. I do know now, with all these startups and things like that, the younger lot of employees are very much taken into confidence, and they do know what the bigger picture is. Perhaps I'm not qualified to comment about what happens now in this kind of startup, but maybe she can talk about it.
Well, on many levels I agree with all three of you. The rat, and to start with, I would think in the rat race, if you're running in the rat race at some level, you have to acknowledge that you're a rat, which means that you're following the button in front of you and you're moving at the same pace as everything and everyone else around you, and you're not entirely sure of what your end goal is, and you just move in whichever direction the general mass is moving. So that's how you see rats in a race. They don't really have that sense of purpose, of personal purpose. When someone's trying to get out of that, I think it does involve being honest with yourself about whether that is what you want to be in the short or the long run. Similarly, the analogy of different ponds and fish in the ponds, if you're fighting fighting for your own space. At some point, all you're doing is just wiggling a lot in the same place and not really going out to greener pastures or wider oceans, as you would put it. So I do think though that the rat race, like you mentioned, Amisha, exists in all spheres of life if you choose to jump into it. So when you choose not to jump into it though, I think there is a certain, not just self-identification, but also the need to understand that you are now going against the tide. That means you have to put in your energy to swim against the tide. Being in the rat race isn't for everybody. Getting out of the rat race also takes a certain amount of heart, a certain amount of mental and strength. But I do see more and more doing it. I do also think that strength comes from a certain amount of time and experience. So in the startup culture, it has been, the newer generation, I find, finds their self-identity a lot faster than some of us might have. But their expression of it invariably translates into more work and less diversity in their hobbies or their interests, which I think in the long run they will find they need to pull back on. Friends of mine, we keep talking about how sometimes you need a wake-up call. So you could choose to enter the rat race of just being the greatest software engineer in Bangalore and then expand that to India, expand that to the world, be part of a certain organization, whether it's LinkedIn, Amazon, Apple, all these new ones. Or you can choose to be part of the struggling world. You're still going to be, I don't know, maybe a big rat in a smaller pond or a big fish in a smaller pond. In the startup culture, you're still going to have to hustle. You're still going to have to, identify your strengths and weaknesses. But also, at least in that space, you're growing to maybe be a different kind of animal, not necessarily a rat. Which I find the newer generation is finding their own identities and different ways of defining it a lot quicker. Being able to find the balance, whether you're in whichever race you're in, I think requires a different level of discipline, where you know when to stop doing the crazy amount of work, whether it's whichever company, stop doing the crazy amount of work, lean back, make sure you spend time with family, make sure you spend time, with nature, just with yourself. Finding that balance is a different conversation.
Yeah, beautifully said, Advaita. I think I can relate to a lot with you personally. Actually, in 2015, I actually ended up writing my first book. It's called It Doesn't Hurt to Be Nice, and it was actually a product of the crazy corporate world that I had lived in. And it was also a product of finding meaning in the life. Like, what is the whole purpose of living this life? Like, why would you just get up and go to office, or forget about office, forget about work? Why would you even go to school and then go to college and get married and produce kids and then produce another set of kids? Like, what is the whole purpose of this universe? And when I started asking these questions to myself, and I used to have discussions with people that work with me, my colleagues, my friends, my own family, and they used to be like, this girl has gone crazy. Like, what is she talking? Like, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about, the next movie on floor. Why is she talking about purpose of life and meaning of life and, what are the nuances of life we are living? Why are we breathing? So, but you know what? The fact that everybody around me called me a super crazy person, it gave me, in our language, it gave me the kick to go ahead and explore. And that's when I started doing a lot of research in our ancient scriptures, in science, in philosophy. And one of the things that transcended from each one of these streams of my research was that there is no race at all. There is nothing worth sacrificing this moment that we are living through. So this particular moment that we are living, like right now, you all are here by choice. No one has forced you to come here. Probably Soundarya would have a little bit, but no one has really, has put a gun on your head and say, hey, you have to be here. So this pattern life that we are living, and probably 90% of this planet is pattern life. This pattern life that we are living, where we are supposed to do things in a structured way, is really going to bring structured outcomes. It is going to bring nothing new. So if the creativity has to flow, if beauty has to flow, today we would have still been amoeba. We all understand amoeba, right? We would still have been amoeba if amoeba would not have gone ahead and been creative and got into some multiple cellular organisms. We would not have been human if we would have not gone ahead and did something spectacularly different as our ancestors. So that brings me to the point of this corporate world, which is pushing us to deliver results and acquisitions and profit and loss, and for how long can we sustain it? And in this long run of doing great for your company and becoming great one day and getting amazing amount of money, aren't we sacrificing today? And that is for the younger audience as well, the startup people as well. Like, what is it? What is it for you? And I want to hear your views on this. And I see a lot of people talking about gig economy as well, where you do what you want to do for some time. So I want to just open this floor to understand what are your views on gig economy, on what you want to do, how you want to do, and the corporate world, where is it taking us? Anybody who wants to pick up?
I think I'm all for the gig economy, and I think it's done wonders to enrich whichever organization that particular person goes and works with, and it benefits that person as well as the company that hires them. And also I think it gives people that they have some control over their life, which also means a bit of a trade-off, right? You can't expect to have your PF and your PPF and all those kind of things. If you're willing to give up on that, go for the gig economy. Companies are open to it. No longer are people asking you stupid questions that, but you were only in that company for 6 months. I'm wondering, will you last with me if I have you? Nobody's even bothered about that. You do your best work when you're with them, that's fine. I'm also all for flexible hours, not just for women, for men, because I feel with traffic being as it is and people's biological clock being set at different times, and we all work with people around the world, working from wherever you want to work. GoFloaters provides various things like this. You work from home, you come to office. I also think it is important to meet as a team, but I'm all for the gig economy, and I don't think any kind of a discipline is going to be sacrificed. I think that I can give an example of, I would say, the specialist doctors who are the pioneers in the gig economy. They go consult in so many different hospitals, right? And they've been doing a very good job, I think, for themselves as well as the patients. I'm for the gig economy.
I agree. I think this was my experience when I was in the US versus being in India. In India, we do a lot of time management. So it's what time are you at your desk and why have you not sent this at this time? Whereas in some other countries where you get the experience of them managing by task or by goal, have you achieved the goal, have you completed what you need to complete, that is what keeps the ball moving forward. And the gig economy really allows each person to be disciplined in their own way and space and contribute at the time that works for them, which actually allows a lot more contribution. If you can pour in your inputs from different spaces, it doesn't matter because you don't necessarily need to be in the same room. So I am all for the gig economy because I also think it allows people to have different experiences, take away from different teams, different groups, learn from different avenues, and that amplifies their skills as well.
So, what about the stability part of it? Like, gig economy sounds glamorous, sounds beautiful because you can do a few things together. You can be a chef at a restaurant on Mondays, you can be a yoga instructor on Tuesdays, you can go ahead and consult someone on Wednesday. So it does give you an opportunity to do a few things together. But what about the stability, the money part of it?
Yeah, I think that was something I was definitely going to bring up. So the gig economy is good, as depending on the circumstance and the background you come from. Now let's say you're already stable, you built your nest egg, you have a certain financial stability in your life, you perhaps can gamble a bit. But let's say you're starting off, is gig economy, are doing these serial gigs really going to work out or sustain over a period of time? That can happen in a structured setup. Now you spoke about doctors. Now that field lends itself to this. Now let's talk about software developers or people in IT or creators, they do web, they do their designers. Now, do you have that pipeline? As long as you can ensure that pipeline, you could enjoy that flexibility and variation. Now, if you look at it from an organization's perspective, whatever be the organization, today the customers are very demanding. Everybody wants a great experience. Everybody wants things to be near perfect. And if you have to deliver consistently to your customers, having these gig workers, will that work for you? Because perhaps you've invested, let's say 6 months, 8 months, that person understands your culture, understands your mindset, and understands the kind of deliverable that's needed from your organization, and they move on. Now the next person comes, you're investing that much time. Is it disruptive to your business? So I think both angles need to be looked at. I have a different take on it. I'm always a middle path kind of a person. So I feel from an individual's perspective, maybe blending in the two, like I think one of you would just say, perhaps be in that corporate world for some time. Advaita, I think he went back to it. Then you experiment. You come out of that zone, do something so that you are motivated, you're excited with a breath of fresh air, and then perhaps go back basis your circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. So we spoke about gig economy, but I'm just going back to the conversation where we spoke about what kind of corporate world are we building. Was this corporate world the same in 1970s? No. We know our parents, how they worked. And especially the Indian parents, right? They had one government job, they spent their entire life in it, like probably 20 years and 25 years. There was a corporate world which was built way back in 1960s. There was a corporate world which was built in 1980s. There was something that was built in 2000.
It's to be better about their companies, or because they truly believe that they have evolved themselves, right, over a period of time. So they do know that things could be better. And what you talked about, what is the word that you use, professional compassion. I think to some extent, it kind of happens by default. I don't think they set out to be, compassionate, but just because as they grow, they tend to see younger people with, they say, I was there, I went through all that, why should these people do that? I see that happening. And interestingly, this was one of the topics that I asked Mr. Ashok to speak at the launch of Innovate Bengaluru. I said, there are a lot of these people chasing money. All the startups want investment, and that's one big rat race. And once they get the investment, then they have to deliver results. So what's happening to their life? Entire life cannot be work. And he, being a serial entrepreneur, and even at this age, he's running this multi-million company. I asked him, what is your prescription for it? That was really nice, and he said exactly the same thing that I always believed in, which is why I think we get along very well. He said, everyone has to choose what life means for them and not for other people. You do that, you set the balance. I also am very much against this thing, this extremely self-indulgent thing saying, I only want to enjoy life. I only want to life. My job should give me joy. If the minute there's a little bit of difficulty, I am walking out. That's ridiculous. You cannot get anything.
So, to go into your question of what kind of corporates are we building, I think it's going to only deepen it's going to be people-centric. It already is. The shift is already happening towards that people-centric environment, and that of mutual respect. What I believe is respect is not just because of age, how it used to be perhaps in the 60s, 70s, 80s, just because as a senior you automatically command that respect. It's in knowledge, so I feel knowledge garners respect. So you have a new person coming in, perhaps a fresher coming in. If you can give that person that importance, that respect, professional respect, mutual respect, compassion, I think we are building people-centric organizations. And increasingly, from what I've been reading, employees who are joining the workforce now, at least those who are capable, the question is, hey, you company, what are you going to do to me? What are the benefits am I going to get? Not from, your insurance and things like that, but then how would you treat me? Am I going to feel safe in this work environment? Are you going to give me that kind of growth that I've come to get? Will I learn? So I think we're going to be more and more people focused, and once you keep your people happy, I think everything else follows. All of them are byproducts. And you're suddenly taking good care of your customers, maybe your bottom lines are great, you're making your profits. I think that's where we're headed.
So one interesting research, actually it comes from Kellogg School of Management, where I went to do my executive scholars, and this research was, and picking up from what you just said, so this research was on the top 1,000 respondents were asked just one question: what makes you go to work every day? Like, why do you go to work every day? And what would be the reason for you to stick at the place you're working? So, interestingly, 90% of the people said that we go to work every day because of money, because we have to sustain ourselves. And the reason where I'm working right now, and I would go again, is because I like my manager. So again, it boils down to the kind of people you work with, the people who are the leaders, the corporate leaders. And I again come back to the same question: what kind of corporates are we building? And one of the things that I want to leave the audience with, and it's more to mull over, is the corporates are built with people. It's not a philosophy, it's not a rule book, it's not fundamentals. The way we build corporates is what kind of people are leading. So if the person in itself is a cutthroat, competitor, aggressive, the focus is only on numbers and getting business, then somewhere the compassion value would always be discounted. So when we are building, probably it's more futuristic, and again, it's my own personal view, that if we want to create a corporate world which is thriving, full of happiness, even love for each other, fearlessness, then somewhere we have to respect each other as humans and not robots. Not people who would just come, do the work, and get out of it. And probably once we get to that kind of a realm, we will end up building a world which is much more happier, much more conducive, and it's not just about how successful you are. It wouldn't define you from the kind of title are you holding. It wouldn't define you from the kind of work hours are you spending. It wouldn't define you from the kind of patents that are on your name. It would, or the kind of money that your startup was able to raise. It would define you from the quality of human being you are. And on that note, thank you so much for this lovely evening. Thanks a lot. Is there anybody who wants to say anything else? Any closing comments?
Based on, this was a fun conversation and a very interesting topic, and I think a question that everybody is going to, at some point in their life, ask themselves, which is, what is the rat race that I want to be in, and what kind of a rat do I want to be? So what I think that part of the takeaway from all of this is, although you have your choice, you also need to walk with your eyes open, know what you're getting into, analyze, have the confidence to analyze your strengths and your weaknesses, and always look forward, set your own standards, and build from inside within.
I just want to add something. I'm a feminist, no doubt about it, and I really compliment the GoFloaters team for making this all-woman panel. I'm sick to that of manners. I'm so happy, but I really wish there were more men in the audience, people who were talking about life in general, not women's issues. Next time.
Sure. Do you have any closing comments?
I think, to conclude,
conclude, will we ever escape the rat race? I'm not really sure. We're starting to talk about it. As Amisha said, rat race perhaps could be encompassing a lot of different aspects. But if we can prioritize and if we can do what it is that keeps us happy and is important to us, I'm sure it's not going to bother us as much.
Thank you so much.